Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Winning Easy.
How are you guys? What's going on?
It's great to be back in the lounge and talking about what we love, horse racing.
That's it.
Another week's racing ahead. Well, it's a crack of a day, but I'm going to get straight in and say this guy, tipping phenomenon. He likes to be humble, but another.
Best bit of the day is Sydney. Tell Perry on. So I said I'd be absolutely shocked if it starts longer than $3.80. I said I actually think I said that'd be stupid if it does. And wasn't a big price in the end. If you got on the $3.80, you'd be channeling started odds on the day. So, but winner's a winner. Had Bombay Sling in the last as well. So. And a rough fifth day missed Nymeria in the girls preview for Blue Diamond got up for third, $21 as well. So nice odds, and Wade had 3 winners as well.
It could have been a really good day. Couple, but it was a pretty good day. Samara Dancer was once again talking about getting on early. She was 15, and then when we done the preview, she was 9s and 10s on most markets. And got hammered on race day.
$4.40, I think, top fluck. Big code. Well, she was impressive. She was really good.
Sometimes it's sort of so much pre-post betting now. Sometimes you got a 5 lead like you said on your best bet of the day, 380.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to last.
No, that's right.
You got to just look at the patterns of the races and have a gut feeling. And you try to steer our fans into the right direction there. So. Great day's racing last week at Caulfield. What do you think of, first of all, start to see C4 and Savito? It's great to see you come back and win.
Really, she ate it by absolute peach. Lukey Curry. Wasn't that great to see? It's getting the pats on the back after the race as well. Not a big name jock. The diehards will know him and know his skills are right up there. Lukey, really good rider, and does a lot of riding for Nigel Blackstone as well, so
hard worker.
He really is. He's a traveller, he rides all around the joint. And
second Group 1. His first one was 12 years ago on Roman Arch in the Turak. Even that had to jog my memory to think about that. Did he actually ride that? But he did. So great to see, because there was a lot of obviously big name jockeys, and one was Ollie trying to get on, and the owners stuck with him. They made a commitment with him. Ollie chose to ride Emerla, and he got out of the orders, and he couldn't try to get on Savito. Couldn't. He jumped on Fenway. So it's a lot. It's really good for the owners, and well done to Nigel. Good training effort.
Very good. Really good. I just want to give a rap. Not talking through my pocket. If you get a chance to watch a ride from a wide barrier, Don Tourneau, it would just be mad him. So he is a freak. That is, even though he didn't win, that was one of, if not the best ride I've ever seen. He jagged him back, he went back to the inside, he cut through. The horse never ever lost momentum. He constantly just picked it. The second he saw a gap, he'd go, "Oh, I'll sit there, push you out 3 deep, this horse would get going." Then the one in front would go, "I better get going, follow him." And he constantly just picked the gaps, worked his way through.
So important to keep a horse just not getting checked, especially at that level.
Just never ever for 1 second lost momentum. If you had a chance, go back and just keep your eyes on Hucklebutt. It was an absolute peach of a ride, and
he'll be able to beat in a fortnight in the Futurity.
Massive run. Any horses you've seen on Saturday coming wide and from way back, follow them, because not a lot could do it on the day. We've seen it later in the day with Ascadelia. That was another huge run as well. Sorry, I just realised I called that horse Bombay Sling earlier. It was Tuscan Sling. That was my mistake, But in that race, the last of the day, huge run. But I'm glad he didn't get over the top, because that paid nice $6. So, but like I say, anything that came back and wide on the day, I followed, because not a lot of horses could come from fair way back in the field. So
just to touch on the C4, so you've got the Futurity 2 weeks time over the 1400 late freight, identical race. You're going to have half the field going backing up on that. Shavito won the race last year, Ollie.
Yeah.
You're going to have Hucklebuck going, you're going to have a few others, and you're going to have some others go to the St George Stakes on the day over 1800.
Yep.
On the way to, you're probably going to horse like fourth. No, who I thought was a good run, Fenway.
Yeah.
I thought was very unlucky. There was another good run in there. I'm trying to just.
Lucky Hustler was super.
Yeah, he was really explosive.
Flying, that fella.
It's just great facilities that Darren Wig has with the 3 stables.
Yeah.
He's able to just move them around, freshen them up, and keep them racing longer.
Yep.
Without having to give them spells and keep them at their tops for so much longer. That makes it cheaper for the owners. The horses are running regularly more, and
we're gonna have to see if he can get the job done again with Pure Reflection on Saturday as well. So. Absolute superstar, unbeaten and under the care of Weary now. So it's exciting. He does a great job with his horses as well as always, Mr. Darren Weir. So
I'm just trying to think of that horse off the top of my head. I'll think of that I thought was a real icon. I think Fenway to follow. There's a real good run. There's one really. It's often tough. I'll think of it during the show. I'll check it while Dan's giving me tips. The Blue Diamond, the preludes last week. Flying Artie starting the boys, really good wings, he was wide, he was always travelling though, and his last 50 was really good.
And anything out of that race won't beat him again, like you say, 3 deep face in the breeze, he had the hardest run in the race and he was too good, and the extra distance won't be a problem for him, it'll just help. Anything out of that race, in my opinion, just can't
Would you compare him to the Samoa dancer who was... She was never going to get beat.
No,
after 200 metres it was all over.
Yeah, she had the absolute plum ride. My horse in the race, Calliope, I thought was good. Like you say, the few things you were worried about kind of came to fruition there. First way Melbourne going on the sort of kind of tighter turning Caulfield track. I think she'll improve out of sight with that run. A lot of horses, I think, had the race fitness as well, or that had the work brought into them. And Calliope once again found the line nice. So
she's going back to Sydney. She's not going to the Blue Diamond.
Okay, that's interesting.
They're going to go one lead up run to the slipper. Abandoned plans. So obviously they might have a bit of concern going around. If you look at history, we'll say Sydney horses going to Caulfield the first time. You nearly just lay him. Flemington, even Mooney Valley, even though it's a tighter track, horses can generally get around a bit better. Caulfield just a track that, it's a very, very hard track. You do a race anti-clockwise. So she was a good run, and I'm sure, they'll still going to the slipper and back that way of going, and she will be one to follow. Your call, if you're Ollie, you may chose Flying Artie. Who would you have went? Flying Artie or Extreme Choice from the week before?
Well, you've got Mr. Brilliant Professional, Extreme Choice, and you've got the raw bone, big, lovely looking horse in Flying Artie. It's a toss of the coin.
It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. He's had to make it early, obviously, which is fair enough.
I think Extreme Choice is probably the more brilliant horse, the one with more, like I say, more brilliance, more natural ability. I think Flying Artie is the one that's 12 months away, and I think that just with time and racing, he's going to get better and better. He's a nice animal. I have to admit, I'd probably go the other one. Just that's only marginal,
it's a 50-50 course,
but
sure.
it's. I mean, what a headache to have, really. Instead of ringing around looking for rides, he's 4-foot choice there, Ollie. So
I probably would have went the one he did. Only for the future. Well, both are going to go into the Golden Slipper after. Because Mick Cross says there's plenty left in the tank. Obviously they've only had the one run back, so they're both going to go to the Blue Diamond, and as long as they run well, they're both going to go to Slipper. So, and I think going Slipperway, even though he's won Slipperway, which is a big thing out of Extreme Try, I think Flying Artie will be better suited than Slipper, because I think it'll be more high tempo than the Blue Diamond. And I think Extreme Choice will, if he's going to win one, I think it's going to be the Blue Diamond, not the Slipper. So, but it's a tough choice, and Froggy knew it. Has picked up the ride on Extreme Choice. Obviously, really mix
Oh,
up.
he'd be stoked
yeah,
about that.
there. So
Yeah.
I mean, best suited for all. It's going to be a great race. And
Oh,
yeah, I hope one of them wins it away from Mick because
Yeah.
I said as we mentioned last week on the show, big Mick Price fans.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see him in the Blue Diamond at his home tree. One with Summer-ready a few years ago, so I'd love to see another one. So great. Apart from that, total great day's racing, and it's only going to get better in the next few weeks. Up in Sydney, we had the Supermare Winks
yes.
back, and got the job done.
Yeah, good ride, good win. Like I was saying, if they were going to beat her, this preparation, it's probably going to be Saturday. Solicit, super run, well ridden out in front, just no match, class there. Thought she was in trouble for sort of 50, 100 metres, would she get there, but last sort of 80 metres, she just coasted. She was just getting warm.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
She actually looked like she was looking for further already.
Yeah.
Now, I listened to Chris Waller during the week saying that he had a lot more forward this time in the last prep because he felt like he didn't want to go there. He felt expectations that if she got beat because of fitness and that, he would, he felt for racing fans and they wanted to see her win. So that's interesting because I thought it was a good win in the last 80. She really powered away. I probably thought she might have won a bit easier, but in saying that,
they got third as well.
They did go third, but in fairness, they should have.
That's right.
There were a bunch of 2,400 metre handicappers behind it. When we look at Solicit, our boy Malachi toyed with her at the start before as well. So I thought she was entitled to win, but I think she might, even though she was really good late, I thought she actually raced a little bit more dour.
So
first up. I mean, like compared to Theo Mark's win last prep where she stormed home down the outside, an amazing win. That last 100 she went like a jet plane. She was a lot more dour. So it'll be interesting how she goes second up next time because obviously Chris has poured the work into it and it's only her goal of the Queen Elizabeth is still a fair way away. So
it was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, because like you say, it was you had Solicit out in front and Huey just bided his time and pretty much just saved her up for one go. And I know Solicit kind of set up a nice tempo, but it wasn't the big field that she's accustomed to with something to tow her into the race. She just kind of tracked along the fence and had her Solicit in her side. And
why is she going through these waiting for age? Well, the next start at Chipping Order is going to be pretty much the same field. She'll win that.
Again,
and to be honest, we need to see the Queen Elizabeth who's going to. Like we look at the Cox Plate last year, we've got Criterion obviously again, and you can't rule him out of that. But really, like we've got some of these Japanese horses coming over, but really, there's not really much fresh blood on the scene to see her not getting the job done. So I just like to see just win on the way and go for back-to-back Cox Plate as one of the few mares that would have done it if she can get the job done. So really exciting horse, really exciting for sure. Got the Lightning this week, obviously we'll talk about in our preview. It's the first leg of the Global Sprint Challenge and crack field, as we'll talk about a lot more in depth later. Interesting thing today, we're doing our show daily this week to give you some more chance to get our tips and look at some pre-posts. There was a punters group having a strike today on betting, and it's interesting. They make some good points. Obviously, it's not only a couple of hundred of them is going to affect turnover, but I understand where people's frustration coming on with certain things. A lot of their focus was on the corporate bookmakers, the odds they're offering and stuff, and comes back to the thing, one tote again. Well, I don't know how hard it is to when we get one tote. And
we've had this discussion so many times. And
does this sum up, to be honest, this is the best country, so I'm not funny here, this is the best country, but does this just sum up how the country's going at the moment? Little things like this, how governments won't work together and states and that, and just in general,
come together, people.
That's it.
Great. It's like, how hard is it? Like you've seen case after case as well, especially with multiples. You get trifectas and first fours sometimes paying hundreds of thousands of dollars different. it's
That's a disgrace.
It's just woeful, you know. Like
no, it's really at the end of the day they talk about it and it just gets pushed to the back burner.
Well, that's right.
It's a serious issue which if you want to fix the corporates, hey, if they want to stay after the one toe, that's all right. But then it's a level playing field, and people then will probably bet more with the one toe.
Well, like you say, you got these variations, and if you're in Queensland and you've backed the winner and you're getting $5, and you're looking, old mate in Victoria's done the same work, the same form, put his same hard earned down, and he's gets $7-8.
Yeah.
How is that fair?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always think it's when you think obviously it's borderline state, but like we're in the Gold Coast. Sometimes you drive 30 minutes down the road, across the border, you know what I mean? Like, you sit pretty much right on the border, there's one tab there, one tab there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Which one to bet with and, try and get the better odds. So, and winners are hard to come by. If you're throwing, 3, 4, 5 points of unders of winners, you're going to lose in the long run. So, that's why the corporates really did make a killing, best totes and stuff. The 30-minute gaps quickly, they've been abandoned for Saturdays. That's a Yahoo big cheer. They got to keep doing it during the week every other day, but Saturdays they've come to an agreement.
And also as well, like you'd like to know that say for example, once Caulfield finishes, Randwick's 10 minutes after, and then you go, all right, the race is done. I've got 10 minutes to do this or do that, or 10 minutes to have a look at the form or this. Like you'd have say Caulfield finishing, and then Randwick 5 minutes after, and then the next time Randwick will be 5 minutes before, and then after that it'll be 15 minutes before, and then eventually it's 15 minutes after, and it's all over the shop. It's too complicated. Just dumb it back down.
I don't understand. Well, I don't understand. We've got Racing Australia as a head body in that, but really, it's just a namesake. There's so much more that each state for their own that, but we need to really work together, the states, and. Obviously, this was a Victorian issue, but in saying that, I still think, in the day when you have John Massaro as the boss of Racing New South Wales and the boss of Racing Australia, I don't think you can have that. I just don't, Like, at the end of the day, is Racing New South Wales going to get priority at board meetings and stuff over Queensland and South Australia? Of course they are.
Well, that's right.
It's just, until those little things get changed, we're never going to have national issues, obviously they're having national issues on whip rules now, which are a joke, and there's another debate this week about that, which we might talk about this week, is that jockeys are now saying that they're not working, and they're not happy with the whip rules. Well, hello, we told you to strike. Seriously, we had Paul Regan-Bayless. I just don't understand. Paul Regan-Bayless last week rode a winner up in Gritty, and he got a $2,000 fine. For his winning because he hit it 5 times more than he was allowed, and he's been warned multiple times, so they fined him $2,000. Now, all the kid was doing was trying to win money for the owners.
Oh, that's right,
And that probably was the difference between winning and losing. And at the end of the day, he's got the job for the owners, but he's lost his $2,000.
Well, that's right,
Yeah, I feel sorry for. I just don't understand why we are trying to. But anyway, we'll talk about that. But we'll see if there's any developments during the week. But we need national bodies, national toes, and go from there. So I'll let you start because we'll let you have beginner's luck again.
Alright, Well, like I say, guys, we're doing our show earlier this week. It's currently Wednesday, and we used to do it on the Thursday. So some of the races we don't have the odds available. So what we'll aim to do is give you a price of sort of what we think would be a good price for our selections, and if we get somewhere around about there, we can load up. So race 1's over the mile, 1600 metres. Good race. I've landed on number 8 here, Pin Down Pearl from Peter Moody stable, Nick Hall to ride. Now if you go back through this horse's form, it has really good second up form. One length behind Under the Louvre, second up. Under the Louvre, Group 2 competitive horse. A length behind Whistle Baby as well, second up, and Whistle Baby's been competitive in this grade of Saturday races, so he's 50% of strike rate over the distance, so she's definitely good chance in this race. I have around $6-7 chance, so I think that'd be a really good, nice little each way price. In for second, well, it's hard to split the number 4 here, Vital Importance, and number 1, All Cerise. They met last start. It was a 2.5 kilo weight swing here in favour of Vital Importance. Also Reese won the race last time, beating Home Vital Importance by 2.5 lengths. So, and also Reese got an absolute picnic in front last start. It was almost a sham how slow it got away with it up in front, and Vital Importance chased really hard. That was only, I think, a second Melbourne start as well, so it'll be further improved, you'd think. So I think he can turn the table. So for me, I'm going 8, Pindan Pearl, should be nice each way. Nick called right. Hopefully it'll be positive because there's no speed at all in this race, so hopefully he's sitting up in the first 4 to beat 4, 1 and 2.
Nice, bud. Yeah, go Vital Importance to just turn the tables. Barrier 2 and I say 1 out, 1 back. Holly on. Wasn't happy with some of his rides last week, so expecting to bounce back this week like champions do. So to beat 1 also Reese, 6 and 2 Marley Magic and Digger Pony. So yeah, tough race, but yeah, we'll go 4, 1, 6, 2.
Move on to race 2 here over 1200 metres. This is an absolute lottery here. This is a really, really good little race. Lots of unknowns here. Made this horse from best each way bet of the century the other week. I'm going to have to stick with it. Not as confident this time, but still I'm going to stick with it here. Number 9, Pearl Congenial. We all seen what Valiano did on the last race last week. Absolutely smashed them. This horse finished right alongside Valiano. There was nothing between them last time they met, and Pearl Congenial was 3 deep the trip. Valiano had the lovely suck run. I think 3 pairs back, 1 off the fence. Like I say, there was nothing between them. So if she's come back in order here, I think she's going to take a stack of beating. If you can get around $10, $11, I think that'd be a nice price for her each way. Yeah, like I say, Dwayne Dunn to ride. Drawn barrier 15, it won't matter up the straight, just be out on her own, doing her own thing. So she has tactical speed to be ridden forward or back. Number 6 here, second. Call Me Tess, sorry, my bad. 900 metre debut winner, really good. She ran a nice time in that race. Natural improvement, second up. Stepping up to the 1200 metres, a bit of a concern though, just to get the extra 300 metres, but it was nice winning, good time. Number 18 in for third, Overstep. Beautifully bred horse, this one. Beautifully bred. I think Benny Mellon's down to ride here. Yeah, won a trial, fastest time of the day. Yeah, looks a really nice type. And number 16 in here, Conscious for fourth. Another one, beautifully bred horse by Ellen Bari, out of Ellen Bari. She was a really good mare as well. So if she's got any of Mum's ability, she'll be riding this up to her ears. But for me, Pearl Congenial, number 9 to beat 10, 18 and 16.
Nice, talented stakes. Many good horses have won this over years, but it's a very tough race this year with plenty of first starters and some really nice well-bred ones. Pearl Congenial, it's just released markets, come at 850.
850. Okay, yeah. No, that's not a bad price.
360 the place. So,
yeah, I think she'll get out a bit more than that. So, like I say, about $10 or $11, I think it's a really good price. So,
yeah. Nice. I'm going to go with number 5, Battle Order, first starter. Mixed price trains, Froggy Newer. I like just using a guide that it's trialled really well. I ran a nice third last week in its trial, and I like to feel as though Nick's got a gauge of his 2-year-olds obviously, and he's kept this one back for this race. So I'm just sort of trying to read into a bit that he thinks it's got ability by putting a listed race first start, but obviously just wanted to go that less competitive, so the Blue Diamond there. So
trying to place his horse as well.
That's it, and trying to split them up. So I'll go number 5, Battle Order. He's come up at $12. We've just released market. To beat number 14, Pot. He had the one start last campaign and then got tipped out. This is the Clinton McDonald.
A good horse in
Concealer. I like horses that just have that one run in the spring and then go tip out. I think they can improve many lengths from that little break. So it's good odds at the moment. And then we'll put numbers 1 and 3 in for third, which is the Jackson and Weatherly. Weatherly's come up favourite at the moment.
Weatherly scratched at the gates the other week as well. So like you say, good run on debut.
Yeah, it was a good run. Really hit the line nice. But tough race. So 5, 14, 1, 3.
Beautiful. Right, we move on to race 3 here over the 1,000 metres. It's an open little race here. I'm sure the Dali horse, got to get out of that habit. The Godolphin horse here will probably come up favourite. Mr. Consistent there, Estaminet. I'm going here, number 6, Hotel Sierra. I can't see anything wrong with this horse's form. Now I went and had a look through here. She's had 5 rides for Harry Coffey's had 5 rides on this horse. He's had 1 win and 3 seconds, so the horse goes really, really well for Harry. Went back and had a look through the forms, 2 for 2, second up there. Last start was beaten 5 lengths behind the favourite here, well I'm assuming favourite, Estaminet. They meet here again, but that was on the wet track, and Hotel Sierra just doesn't go above it on the wet track. So, yeah, I really, really think that this horse can turn the tables. And yeah, I think if this horse is around $7, I think that'd be a nice each way price as well. So, number 6, Hotel Sierra on top. To beat number 8 and number 3 and number 1. So, like I say, ultra consistent as well here, Hotel Sierra. 15 runs over the trip, been in the money 11 times as well. So it's yeah, very consistent horse, and yeah, it should be really hard to beat with young Harry to ride.
Nice. Really, yeah, I like number 4, Sweet Emily. Would like to see what it comes up here. Price. You had run first up run the other day, ran a nice race, but I thought it would improve a lot second up, which it usually does. Its last campaign, it was running some really strong races. Yeah, I just hadn't started the trading distance was 4th or 3rd.
Strung together a few wins at Moonee Valley
a
while ago too. So it's a little ultra professional. It'll be up there, a little speedy little thing, and yeah, she'll take a stack of catching here, even though it's not a big field. There's not that much speed on paper.
No,
so
that's right.
Yeah, she'll take a lot of catching out in front there. Yeah,
I totally agree with you. So there. So number 4 on top to beat number 3, Jaffles. Yeah, good mare. Like I said, yeah, I'd be interested who comes up favourite in this race. I think, like I said, probably like I said, the Godolphin one.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty confident that Sweet Emily can turn the tables on it from the last start. To beat number 2, Rosa Fowlon, who I think is ready to win now as well, and number 9 for me, Scratchy Lass. Now this is an interesting one because so from Adelaide, it's won 4th from 6, and they've brought it first up over across the border, and it's a good combo with John Hickmore and Stephen King when they combine in Melbourne. So definitely keep a watch for that if there's any money for it. So 4, 3, 2, 9.
Nice, mate. Now move on to race 4 here over the 2,000 metres. I think you and I both thought this was the layered day the other week. Number 9 here, Tough Host. I'm giving it another chance here. I thought his run was okay, just a little bit flat. He was jumping from the 1,600 to the 2,000 metres last start. He's only beaten 3.5 behind Golden Mane, who's number 2 in this race, who we'll meet again. He drops 3.5 kilos from that run, plus another 1.5 kilos for Mythi, so drops down 5 kilos for this race. I'm pretty sure Golden Mane stays at the same weight, so a 5 kilo weight turnaround. He's had the start over the trip under his belt. I think he'll be fitter, I think he'll be better, and I think he'll take a stack of beating here, Tough Host. Interesting to see what price he comes up. I think I have him around $4.50 chance. I think that'll be nice odds. So like I say, he goes on top. Number 2 in for second, throw number 11 in for third, and number 8 in for fourth. So like I say, going Tough Host to turn the tables on number 2, Golden Mane. He just had an absolute peach of a ride last start. So I think Damien Lane rode great ride. So. But I think, like I say, with the 5 kilo weight turnaround and the run over the trip under his belt, I think Tough Host can turn the tables.
So. Nice. Yeah, very hard race. Like, it was race when I looked at it when I first saw the field. I was like, oh, jeez. Yeah, number 8, Mr. Journeyman for me. The old 7-year-old, but he's only had 23 starts. So he's been lightly raced. I think he's had a few injury setbacks over the years. I'm going to say. From barrier 10 from 2,000 metres style, I reckon Dunny will be positive, and I reckon he'll lead. And I'm going to say he'll lead all the way. He just ran second 2 weeks ago behind that Golden Mane. And it was a good run. And I think if he beats a bit more positive here, Dunny, I think he'll take some running down.
Right down in the weights again, which is important for him because a lot of the time he has big weights to carry. So
I think if you look at some of his runs, he's been running well, but I think he just wants that 2,000 now consistent. Now he's had to run over it. I say with a bit of fitness, I say they'll be positive on him and try and make it a bit of a staying test in a way. To beat number 11, which is Pemberley. Probably maybe the horse with the most scope in the race.
That's what I'm thinking. Plenty of upside.
I think he'll come up short when they release the markets.
Yeah.
Number 1, Falago. I think he's really well weighted here. Falago.
Has he got a jockey name now?
Yeah, Harry Coffey.
Okay. I didn't have him in my numbers because I thought he was going to be scratched, but it was a win last start.
Yeah, I think even though he goes up a few kilos, I thought it was a really good win. I still think he's actually well weighted.
Yeah.
And number 5 for me is the other one, which I thought the interesting runner, the Import Azarite, who's had the 2 runs over.
Yeah.
Last start, he just wanted a Ollie leading stride at the front. It was, in hindsight, was a good ride on, but I think he wasn't going to relax, so we had to sort of let him stride. He needs to be put away asleep, but I think third up now. Expect a better run. So 8, 11, 1, 5, we get into now. We start to get into the features.
Yeah, it's a really good race here.
How good is this race?
It's the Vanity over 1,400 metres. It is a really good race. Anything could win this. Now, for me, I'm going number 4 here. Don't Doubt Mama. She's unbeaten over the track and trip. $6 at the moment. I think that is each way all day. I can't believe the price. Excuse me. You have a look at this horse's form. Only 2 lengths off Mahuda before she went for a spell. Her win 2 starts ago in the Lexus Hybrid Stakes. I still shake my head over that. That horse went like an absolute rocket that day.
Yeah.
It was a massive turn of foot, and if it produces anything like that, it'll just win. I think she's great odds here. Don't Doubt Mama. Like I say, $6 at the moment. You can't go wrong each way as far as I'm concerned. So she goes on top. Number 1, Jamaica. She's the class horse. She's won the Vase, she's won the Oaks, she's won the Sires, she's won it all. She's really, really good. She's Mrs. Consistent. She's won last preparation, I think, from 1,200 all the way up to 2,500. So only really, really good horses can do that. Number 2, Perfect Reflection in for third. She's a Kingston Town Classic winner last start. Drops back from 1,800 to 1,400. She's been freshened up. That's my concern with her, especially at the price. I think she's $2.15 or something. Sure. Very short, but probably deserves to be off last start. She beat the older horses and beat them well. Still unbeaten, 5 out of 5. So under Weary's care, she's going to be hard to beat. I'm just worried about her dropping back in trip. She could be a touch flat, where these ones will be really fresh and ready to run. So, and number 3 in for third, Sacred Eye. She beat the boys last preparation, the Norman Robinson. Didn't quite get the trip in the Oaks, but she's a really, really nice horse as well. So she'll be in with a big chance. But for me, Don't Doubt Mama. She's just back her each way, guys. I really, like I say, I'll be shocked if she misses the top 3. 4, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I think she'll definitely run top 3, but I think she might get beat. Great race. This is a great race. Like, seriously, this is a Group 3, but this is nearly a Group 1 field because we've already got 2 Group 1 winners in it, and I think there's potentially 1 or 2 more that can step up. I'll go number 6, Alaskan Rose. I made him best roughly or best bet the other way. I can't remember. It was one of the 2, and it ran 6, and I just straight away watched it and I said wherever it goes next start, make sure I'm on it. And don't give up. It was a sensational run behind Heatherly, who come out and franked the form last week and brained him. She was crying. The last 50 metres of Alaskan Rose up the straight when she didn't want to be there, and that was honestly a great run for this. Second and last time, the 1,400, she won. Barrier 3, she had barrier 2 last prep when she done it. She'll be more positive here because, like I said, I don't know where really the speed's coming from here. So she won't. She'll be in the first 4.
Well, you got the favourite will lead, I think, and I think Jamaica will be nice and positive, fresh as well. So it like you say, it's going to be interesting to see because a lot of these ones will be fresh, and how fired up they get will be interesting.
Yeah,
as well,
I think they'll be interesting. I don't know if they will lead on. I think
Hawksy's horse down the bottom.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Too.
I think maybe even Italy or something might go
Yeah.
forward. I don't. The only thing is that some of these favourites, especially Perfect Reflection, got the one.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be stuck behind coming to the straight.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
it's I think Perfect Reflection is a star.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand up. Ego here. I picked her as a Group 1 winner after her second start. She's the best horse in this race, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think she's got lengths on these actually. I think she's untapped how good this horse could be. But just like Real Love with Weary the other week, I just want first run foring.
Yeah.
If she wins here, they won't beat her the rest of the prep in anything. I don't think the boys will either.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go Alaskan Rose.
Has she had enough too? That's a big question.
That's always a worry.
It's been a big preparation. It's all in one go, and a lot of these have been there and done it, and they're really kicking off. So
you're spot on. And at the end of the day, you can freshen much you want, but she had a first run in September.
Yeah.
And raced all the way to December, so it was a 3-month prep, 5 runs, nice and space.
Yeah.
We culminated in the Kingston Town, Group 1. And there was Group 1 against the older horses, big tough win. She had to fight a horse like Delicacy.
Yeah.
But then she said, now it's a 2-month gap, now it's still nice and fresh, plenty of time, but as I said, you're still doing it without. It's a very hard task, and I definitely think at the $2.50 as well, you can't take it wrong.
That's what we say. We're not saying she can't win. We're just saying don't take that price as far. If she gets out to $3.50 or something, that's a better price, you know. But
I've got no doubt she'll run top 3 because I think Alaskan Rose will win.
Yeah.
Your one, no doubt Mama will run second.
Yeah.
Perfect Reflection for 3rd, and I've got number 3 Sacred Eye in for 4. I'm leaving Jamaica out.
Yeah.
I think there's bigger things in for this preparation. Hayes has got a massive opinion on Sacred Eye, and I think if she's come back bigger and stronger than last prep, she'll run a really good race first up. So great race. I can't wait to watch this race.
Really.
Never got the boys.
Really looking forward to that one. Race 6 the same distance of 1400 metres. I changed my mind 100 times in this race. Ended up landing on number 7 here, Lizard Island. $9.50, super price, each way, all day. Again, like with the previous one. This horse, 2 starts over the track and trip for 2 seconds. Nick Hall to ride, barrier 4, lovely gate. He ran second in the Caulfield Guineas behind Press Statement. Press Statement's a star. And he did it the tough way that day as well, Lizard Island. So I think he's really good odds here. I don't need to get back too far. He's shown versatility. He's led and he's also come from back in the field. So hopefully from gate 4 he can maybe be 5th or 6th and try and stay one off the fence. Nick can just save him up for one last shot at them. He'll be strong at the end of 1400 metres. He won't be going backwards, that's for sure. So he'll be winding up. Also, he's never missed a place on dry ground as well from 5 goes. So that's a really big thing for him as well. So I think he's really good each way odds here. Number 7 Lizard Island. I'll put in number 4 Palantino in for 2nd. Darren Weir again. His horse is absolutely flying. This horse is really good win last start. He could be a superstar. Number 11 Tulsa in for 3rd. Like we say, we talked about this horse the other week. Forgive him first up. He was fresh. He pulled his head off. He was ridden upside down. He basically up in the top 3. This is a horse that hopefully that took the edge off. Like we were saying, getting out to Flemington. If they ride him dead cold, save him up for one last shot, get to the outside and let him rip. He could easily blouse these. He'll be coming home with a massive head of steam here. And number 10, Patch Adams in for 4th. This was very consistent last start. Constantly around the mark. Sort of 2-3 lengths off a lot of these horses. I'm just taking the chance that he's improved a little bit as well. So I think he'll probably sort of be that same distance around. I think he can run somewhere in the top 4 as well. So for me though, number 7 Lizard Island, I think he's really good each way. Odds fresh to run a good race to beat 4, 11 and 10.
Very similar numbers.
Oh, okay.
But I think you left out the winner, and I can't believe this is where seniors believe in, and I've got a massive opinion of this horse, and I made him my best bet the other week, and topped me up in my opinion. Just should have won.
Yeah.
If you didn't read at the start, I got no doubt he wins. And his run was sensational that day. Honestly, the run of the day, in my opinion. 1400 of Flemish and Barry 10. We just got to hope that was just a one-off occurrence, missing the kick sort of thing, all that. But if he can be positive, Dunny, if he can get to the front and lead, and get a couple of cheap sectionals, or just bowl along, nothing will run him down. He turned for the top of the straight will be too good. It's a great race, but this horse
is good. I like to see confidence.
I really like this horse. All last prep, and sticking to him. There's better wins in store for him. You know, you look at his race record. There's a lot of these have better race records. But I'm telling you, this horse and $18. I don't understand why he's $18.
Yeah.
If he wins that race last start, he comes up $4, $5. I don't understand. To beat Lizard Island, class horse, will run very well fresh. Tulsa for third, I think they got to from barrier 12. They have to just go back and snag him. You know, if they try and go forward and slot him, I'll have to question Moroney. What are you telling me? Just go back and.
It's like, hello. Did you not see how good he ran last preparation? Ridden cold.
He's a horse. He's going to lose more than he wins.
No,
it's one of those frustrating horses. You're going to lose more than you win, but at the end of the day.
You're going to lose even more than that if you ride him upside down.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And for the other one, Patrick Adams. I expect a better run, and I expect him to get better every run this prep, and he's silly odds, I think, at 50s.
Was he 50 to 1?
Yeah, 50 to 1, Patrick Adams.
So definitely silly odds.
First forwards, you've got to put him in. There's some here that are sort of in the market a lot. What do you think of River Wild? He gave one.
Really, really good win. He's been knocking on the door and sort of turned the tables. Sort of course knocked me off 2 starts ago, but it's good. It'll be up on the pace. And we'll just keep running. So there's good pace in the race. That's why I thought it's going to be more like a mile this race, so that's why I was looking for a nice strong miler. That's why I landed on Lizard Island as well. So
fair enough. I think it'll be a bit sus to finish the Gaze one. I think for sure. I just want Tottenham up to get to the front. When we get to the front on the fence, get in the queue. I'm telling you. So the big one.
Named after the absolute freak of the Australian turf, the best horse I've ever seen, Black Caviar. It's the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes over 1,000 metres. Super race. This is the match race that diehard racing fans have been waiting for. There's other horses in the race as well. There's other Group 1 winners in the race as well. But everyone's been waiting to see Chautauqua versus Exosphere, and we finally get to see it.
And I think it's a great race because it's only it's five Group 1 winners, there's 3 others in the race. But it's only a 7-horse field. Really, in the day, 1,000 metres on a big straight track like 5 minutes. Hopefully, there's no excuses. They're going to get a chance and settle this argument once and for all. And I know they've both got a long campaign ahead of them. But it's a great race. The Lightning's become just a great race.
It really is. It's absolute classic. And can't beat it in my opinion. So, superstar race for the sprinters. This is my best bet of the day, guys. I think Chautauqua will just win. I've always had massive raps on this horse. So has the rest of Australia. But ever since he was a younger horse, since he started Wine Life, this horse is really, really top class. Only slight query, if it is a query, it might be a positive, is that he's had 6 starts at Flemington, but never over the 1,000 metres. Most of his fresh runs have been at Caulfield or Moonee Valley over the 1,000 metres. But in saying that, that might actually be an advantage because he's coming around a bend and only having 200-300 metres to try and pick them up. Whereas up here, he's got 400 or 500 metres to wind up and get over the top of him. But like I say, this horse, he's an absolute superstar. He's a Manicato Stakes winner. He's a Rubiton winner. He's a TJ Smith winner. He's just all class. I think he'll win. I think he'll blow them away here, Chautauqua. I think you'll see the best Chautauqua that you've ever seen. I'll put him on top. I'll put in number 2 in for second, Terra Vista. This horse actually has a victory over Chautauqua. He's had 6 goes first up for 5 wins. Absolute superb record first up. He's one horse for me, in my opinion, that you want to back first up and then leave him alone because he has a lot of problems. He's one that doesn't tend to hold his form. He'll run his best race fresh and then he'll kind of be there or thereabouts. So he goes in for second for me, Terra Vista. Like I say, he's beaten Chautauqua fair and square once in the past. So, but I just think Chautauqua is a superstar. Number 5 in here, Exosphere in for third. Now he's all class. He's a beautiful, lovely big animal. He's a Golden Rose winner. This is a big step up for him though. He hasn't raced against horses like this before, and he has failed twice up the straight at Flemington as well. So that's the big concern for him. That's why I left him out of my top 2. He said he could easily blow them away though. He really could, but I keep coming back to Chautauqua. I think this horse is a freak, and I think you'll. As long as Dunny gets it right, I don't think they can beat him. And I've thrown in number 3, Delectation, in for third. Like I say, another Group 1 winner, and really, really good race. But for me, best bet of the day, Chautauqua. Currently $2.70. Take that now. He'll start even money on the day, in my opinion. Exosphere will start around $3. That's how I see it anyway. So take the $2.70 now. I'll be shocked if you get that on the day. So best bet of the day, Chautauqua, to beat 2, 5, and 3.
Yeah, geez, just for the race, I mean, look, yeah, probably, well, we won't rule anyone out, but Pensiero, I was going to say having a crack, and it's a good henny horse, but this is another level of the 7th race, and it deserves to be 71, and then you got King Lot at 3-0, very likely race, having a crack.
Even he could go straight. Yeah, and that was a great win that day as well. So
I think what probably Peter's thinking, so not to interrupt you, he's probably thinking just start his preparation off, and I think that's probably what 1 or 2 of these will for like a race like the Newmarket. It just fits in well the fortnight.
And just to get a gauge as well of how well they've come back. And
obviously, this is weight for age. If he gets to the Newmarket and meets these, he's getting 3 kilos off Chautauqua at the moment.
That's what he's horribly weighted in this race.
Gets to a Newmarket, he'll be getting 7-8 kilos off him. So I think that's probably why you're running. You may as well 7-horse field.
No, for sure.
Have a good run.
Prize money.
He's a horse with plenty of talent. I'm going Terra